Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
You may or may not have heard by now that this prank call was made by an Australian Australian radio program on the radio station 2Day FM. Maybe the name of the show is 2Day FM. In any case, this whole story, which we weren't covering because it's just not really news for this program, that Prince William and Kate Middleton are having a baby, and that Kate Middleton was in the hospital because of severe morning sickness. Okay, so that is not a story that we would have covered. But now we actually have an apparent suicide on our hands. This duo from Australia prank called the hospital where Kate Middleton was staying, pretending to be the Queen and asking to speak to Kate. And initially one woman picked up, and they asked to be transferred to Kate. And that woman transferred the call, and then a nurse picked up and gave some information about, well, she's been given some fluids because she was dehydrated, blah, blah, blah. So it turns out that we heard that one of these people had committed suicide. It's not completely clear that it was connected to this incident, but it's certainly the timing is very suspect. And it actually appears, I'm going to play the call for you, and my biggest complaint with the call is it's just not really that funny. You know, Lewis, that I love these prank calls.
Yes.
We listen to phony phone calls all the time here. But this is just not really very funny, but I'll play it for you. And it turns out that even though conventional wisdom would suggest that it's the second woman who is actually the one that committed suicide, my understanding is that it's the first who merely transfers the call.
Right.
Take a look at this. Let's just listen here.
Hello, good morning. King Edward VII Hospital.
Oh, hello there. Could I please speak to Kate, please, my granddaughter?
Oh, yes, just hold on.
Thank you.
Are they putting us through?
Yes.
If this has worked, it's the easiest prank call we've ever made. Your accent sucked, by the way. I just want you to know.
I'm not used to playing old 80-year-olds.
What about this one?
Kate, my darling, are you there?
Good morning, Mum. This is the nurse speaking.
So then it's the nurse. So apparently it's that first woman, and now these individuals are being blamed. They've been pulled off the air immediately. This is a show that I did a little bit of research. Apparently, they once committed another prank where they bullied a teenage girl into admitting on air when she was 12 that she had been raped, and then asking her to then come out to her mom about it or something like that. The story is unclear, but they have some weird stuff in their past, Lewis. And here's a little bit of an interview done with them where they are, of course, very, very contrite now. They are now very upset. Let's take a look. And by the way, who wouldn't be upset if this happened after a prank call you did?
I ask you at the outset, you're under enormous pressure at the moment. I'd like to know that you're absolutely sure you're up to doing this.
Yeah.
You're okay? Mel, are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. If it gets too much, let me know and we'll take a break. I think we should go back to when the prank call was first made. Whose idea was it?
It was just, the team sitting down before the show, just, had the idea for just a simple, harmless phone call that, when we thought about making a call, it was going to go for 30 seconds. We were going to be hung up on.
Okay, so there's a little bit of that interview, and you can find the whole thing online if you want to see it. What do you think about this? I mean, it's like, we don't really understand how seriously the royal family is taken. So is being pranked and really thinking that it's the Queen and it turns out it's an Australian DJ, is that enough to make someone kill themselves? Is every indication that this woman probably had a lot going on and that this was maybe the thing that pushed it over the edge? I mean, what can we really say here? I always hesitate to blame random DJs for a call. It's such a bizarre story.
Very hard to believe that, considering the amount of interaction there was there, that the phone call was the reason she killed herself. I mean, all she did was answer the phone and say, "Hello, how can I help you? Hold on 1 second."
Right.
And that was it.
Yeah.
It seems if anyone should be embarrassed, it should be the other nurse.
Who gave out information about what treatment was being given.
Even then, it still seems pretty harmless.
Although maybe the system at the hospital is, if the call gets to that nurse, it's assumed it's been properly screened.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's just, I hate this because it's, on the one hand, I like phony phone calls, and the odds of something like this happening are so low, but to say that completely unprovoked that a normal person with no other issues is going to commit suicide over it seems like a stretch, but maybe we don't understand the culture around the royal family. I don't know.
Maybe not. There does seem to be a lot of attachment and fervor,
Yeah.
if you will, around the royal family and what they do. But you know what? If you had asked me beforehand if this was a funny idea, I would have said, yeah, that's kind of a funny idea. I mean, just have someone pretend to be the queen.
Yeah, it wasn't
Like-
that funny, but the concept isn't one that's that dumb. I mean, it's okay, it's funny, pretend to be the queen, yeah.
Seems harmless to me.
They just didn't pull it off in a very funny way, but that's kind of, it's not really
Right.
the point.
So I think there is probably